Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&Chew Guy, and this is an experiment. So, I just did a review that ended up being a fail of Taylor's Pride. Not what's in my mouth right now. That would be Stoker's. But what happened was the bag was compromised and probably really old because I bought it at a urban Walmart, and nobody's buying chewing tobacco around here except for me, of course. Anyway, I got into the package. I cracked the packaging first of all, and then realized that the packaging was actually brittle, and then there looked like there was a box cutter slice, like where they were cutting it out of a larger box and had sliced the package, and the product is beyond dry. So I'm not in the greatest financial shape, but it's sort of, it sort of sucks because I paid like $9.50 for this bag. Now, I'm not planning on trying this experiment, and if it works, reviewing it, because that wouldn't be fair either. But I did have an idea that it would be content worthy to see if I could rehydrate this. So this is part one of a two-part experiment, seeing if we can rehydrate chewing tobacco using terracottas. Get to that in a minute because they need to soak 3 to 5 minutes, and we're only about maybe getting close to 3 minutes right now. Okay, so this is what's going to go on. I'm going to take the product that is ridiculously dry. It's like tinder dry. I could probably start a fire with this stuff if I needed to. I have got a non-breached, fairly good condition bag of beech nut that is, for all intents and purposes, empty. There's tiny bits of product still in there. I'm not really at this, okay, if you're out $10 on a bag of chew and you're going to try to get it back into shape, at that point you're probably not overly worried about product cross-contamination. And I am not, because I'm not going to, even if this does work out, I'm not going to review this stuff. I'm not going to review a product that I reconstituted with water, and, anyway. So, I am going to take this and put it in here. And you know what? I may just hit the pause button for that. Okay, and I am back. Got rid of that chew in my mouth because I'm already having a hard enough time as it is tonight, so why bother trying to talk with that? Okay, so with the exception of some very small pieces, which I'm probably just going to get rid of, the Taylor's Pride is all in this non-compromised, zip-locked bag of what had been beech nut, okay? And the bag is very full, very full. But I will be able to get it closed. Now, second part of this. All right. That is enough water to soak 4 terracotta clay humidifying stones. Okay, so basically what these are, use these a lot of times people that make their own cigarettes, and that's why I actually originally had these. You will see some people, pipe smokers usually have a few around, but I had bought these originally a number of years ago for loose cigarette tobacco because I used to keep a lot of it on hand, a lot of different kinds. Okay, so it's just terracotta clay. This one is in the shape of, I guess, what they're going for is a tobacco leaf, okay? So I have 4 of them. Now, normally, if you had a package of loose cigarette tobacco, let's say a pouch of drum, I believe it is like 1.76 ounces. you would put one of these in that pouch. However, because, I'm going to stick that back in there for a second, because we are dealing with chewing tobacco that we want much more moist. I mean, cigarette tobacco, you still need it dry enough that it'll ignite. This stuff we want as moist as possible. I have 4 of these that we're going to put in a 3-ounce pouch. Okay, so cigarette tobacco is fine cut, especially drum. It's a shag cut. So 1 for 1.7, 1 3/4 ounces, and we're going to use 4 for this. All right. Now these have been used, so some of the ones that have been used more do have some spot staining. If you see them, it's just from tobacco. It doesn't come out. These things are porous. That's how they hold moisture. So I have 4 of these, and you take them out of the water. You let them sit in there 3 to 5 minutes. I usually do a full 5, which is what we're at now, over actually. And then I'm going to place these, sort of evenly distribute them around this bag. And then I'm going to engage the Ziploc on the bag and probably put it somewhere semi-close to a baseboard heat source, all right? So we're going to just shove them on in there. When you take them out of the water, you want to wipe off excess water with this stuff. Now, don't go running out and doing this until the next video, which shows whether this worked or not, obviously. Unless you make your own cigarettes, and then, yeah, you really should. These ones, I believe, are by Daughter and Ryan. They, for that reason, were a little bit more expensive, but I think they're like $1.50 maybe a piece. You can sometimes get them on sale for much less. I'm hoping 4 of these will be more than enough for a 3-ounce package, but, you know, I really don't know how this is going to turn out, but it's really short of soaking the stuff, which is going to take the flavoring out. I don't see really how else to do it. Now, mind you, normally, if it wasn't a good content topic, I would not even bother doing this. Not that I'm rich by any means, but I'd probably just call it a loss because of the holidays. I'm in fairly good shape right now. But for somebody out there that may be extremely tight on money and just realized that their only bag of chew that they spent some of the last of their money on has dried out to a freaking tinder, you may want to know if this works or not. So that's what we're looking at. Okay, I got 4 of them in there. 1, 2, 3, and there's one under there, right there. All right, I'm going to close this up. I'm not going to put it on a baseboard heater, but I'm going to put it close to one. I wanted it to get warmed up a little bit. I want that water that's locked in the terracotta clay stones to basically start evaporating into the air of the bag. Now, I tell you what, look at this thing. I got the Ziploc. It's engaged now, okay? But look at this bag. Like, you know what? I don't want to crush. I want as much free-flowing air in there as possible. But it came from a 3-ounce bag into a 3-ounce bag. Now, I realize I fluffed it a little bit when I took it out and transferred it over. But, I mean, you'd think a drier product would not be as taking up as much room. It's dehydrated after all. Anyway, guys, this is the experiment, and sometime before the new year, I will open this back up and we'll see if it worked. I will probably not even check it first. It will be a surprise, I suppose. Hopefully it'll work, and I'll be able to chew this when I'm outside working. But I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, this has been an experiment trying to rehydrate some extremely dry Taylor's Pride chewing tobacco. This is part one. I'm going to wait a couple days, but before the new year, I will open this back up and we'll see if it worked. And if it is, if it has worked, I will run back through what I used to do it again. I mean, it's fairly simple and straightforward, but for people catching the second part and not seeing the first. Anyway, guys, sorry about that failed review earlier. I really am. Had I known, I should have looked over the packaging better before I did it. Anyway, yeah. Okay, this has been an experiment. I am the Suit&Tie Dip and Chew Guy. Check out Berg's Dip Reviews, Winnington Outdoors, and Dirty Pat Walsh. Do take care of yourselves, and as always, God bless.